Hi everybody, it's the Soap Man, and it's time to make some soap. And you see the crock pot, so you can tell I'm doing some hot process soap, but not just any hot process soap. I'm making liquid soap. I've done this, but it's been years and years ago, so I'm going to try it again. Now, one big difference when making liquid soap is you use potassium hydroxide lye. We normally use sodium hydroxide lye for our bar soap, but this is potassium hydroxide to make our liquid soap. And this cooks in your crock pot just like hot process soap, but it takes hours to cook, truthfully. I mean, it'll probably take about 3 hours to cook, and then you have a really thick amber colored gel that you dissolve with water to get your liquid soap the consistency that you want. If you try to use your cold process soap and like just dissolve it in water, I've found that you usually get a really gelatinous kind of snot-like texture. It just doesn't work well. This does. And why do you do it? Well, why not? This is just a hobby. I'm going to be using it here at the house. It's just a hobby I enjoy. I haven't done it in years, so I thought I'm going to go ahead and try it again, and we'll see how it goes. So this is the potassium hydroxide lye solution mixed into my oils. This is the heat transfer method, because when you're cooking soap, your heat just does not matter. The hotter it is, the better. And another difference here also is it takes about 20 to 30 minutes for this to come to trace. I'm not kidding. This will take about 20 to 30 minutes to come to trace. You're not stick blending the whole time because you don't want to burn your stick blender up. And I have 2 stick blenders, so I'll use one and then wait a while, and then use this one and wait a while, so it won't be too terrible of a load on my stick blender. And I'm just going to go ahead and start stick blending. Get those sticks broken. Now see, it looks like trace. That looks like a very, very, very thin trace, but it won't be stable. It's got to go for probably 20 to 30 minutes. So I'll bring you back when I've gotten to that point to see what it looks like. So see you in a bit. Alright, just a quick update. I would say, based on the cooking time only, and maybe how it's looking, I'm probably half to 2/3 the way through. So it's still pretty liquidy, you know. It's starting to climb a little bit. It's still applesauce like in the regular hot process, but it's got a ways to go, but it is coming along. So that's all for now. I'll bring you back a little bit later. Alright, here's a quick update. I was way wrong on the cook time. I thought maybe 3 hours. It's been 4 hours, and it's coming together. It's starting to, you know, it's close to the mashed potato stage. Still somewhat, you know, applesauce mashed potatoes. It's coming together, but it's been 4 hours, and it's got a ways to go yet. But I knew from the beginning that this is an involved project, and it's early Saturday morning. I've got all day, which I'd planned on, so not a problem. So there's just a quick update. I'll see you at the next stage. Alright, we have finally achieved full gel phase, although I'm not completely sure it's cooked. I'm going to let it cook probably a half hour or so longer, and then we'll test it. We've definitely achieved gel phase. It's that golden amber color. And right now, it really smells good. It just smells like fresh, clean soap. I'm really pleased with the progress so far. It's just taken way longer than I thought. But I knew that this was going to be an all-day process. But looking good. I'm going to let it cook a little bit longer, and then we'll test it. Alright, 5 hours into the cook, and it's been at gel phase for probably at least an hour, so it's time to test it. Best way to test it is to take just a tiny amount and put it into a tiny amount of really hot water and dissolve it and see if it's clear. So, and guess what? It's not clear. So it's not cooked yet. Still cloudy. Even if I squirt some alcohol to kill the bubbles, still cloudy, which means it's not cooked yet, so it's going to cook a little longer. Alright, so we are finally ready to dilute this. I think I let it cook too long, but it's alright, it's not going to hurt anything. So I have 12 ounces of cooked soap paste. So this recipe generally calls for a 1-to-1. So in other words, I have 12 ounces of soap. I'm going to put in 12 ounces of hot water and start diluting it. This will take a long time as well, but the crock pot's doing all the work. So just like all this long cook, the crock pot did all the hard work. And I'll spend a little while just breaking it up. It's going to take a while to dissolve because it's really thick and sticky, which it's supposed to be. And I will bring you back when we're at the next stage, but we're getting closer. We technically have soap, and probably have for a while. I think I overcooked it because I see some scorching on the side, but no worries. So anyway, I'll see you in a bit. Alright, here we are at the end. The counter's cleared off, which means I'm finally finished. It's actually the next day. So what were the results? Well, in the end, it's ultimately a success. So I had it bottled up. Now, I don't even have pump bottles to pump liquid soap. I've used my bar soap for so long, I've not had any liquid soap. So I had a small detergent bottle, so I filled this one. It is cloudy. It's supposed to be clear. And I checked online. That's a possibility because it may be the amount of liquid oils and the high olive oil content. This is not my traditional recipe. I think I will do it again, but I won't. I will use my traditional recipe, that is. This has 20% coconut oil, 40% olive oil, and the rest liquid oils. So I think that's the reason, according online, the reason it's cloudy. It's fully cooked, but it's really thick and viscous, which is what I wanted. When I was diluting it, it took more than twice the amount of water suggested because I overcooked it trying to get it clear. I think it was cooked hours ago, so I'm going to do it again. Let's keep in mind, this is a hobby. I do it just because I enjoy it. It's not because I'm going to sell it or give it away. It's not because I'm trying to be economical. It's just a hobby I enjoy, soap making. I actually had some soap paste floating on top of the water that didn't dissolve because the liquid I put in, I think, was just too saturated and would not absorb that anymore. But that's not going to waste either. That's perfect for washing dishes. It's still fairly soft, so that will easily dissolve in water, and I'll wash dishes with that. I have a fair amount left over. This is unfragranced right at the moment, but I am going to fragrance it with some of the batches I'll use Brambleberries tenfold essential oil, or I'll use their spearmint essential oil. So what's the end result with the soap? Let's move over here to the sink, and I hope you can see. I'm going to move you around. Don't get seasick. Try to do it slowly. Let's get you down into the sink if I can. Well, I don't think I can. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. I'll tell you what, I'm going to pause this right here and bring us back when I can get us angled down into the sink. Alright, let's try this again. So I went ahead and filled the crock pot with hot water. This is just the residual soap. And actually, when it was filled, it was really sudsy. Surprisingly, since it has so much liquid oil, especially olive oil and just a little bit of coconut, when I start using with a sponge, it really, really lathers up. This is just the residual in the crock pot, and actually does a good job. I've tried what I have bottled up there, washing hands, does a great job. So yeah, even with that unusual recipe, look at all the suds. It does a great job. So that thick paste that didn't fully dissolve will do a great job washing dishes. So anyway, I'd call that a success, and I'll do it again. I might even film it when I use my regular recipe. We'll see. I'm not worried about the cloudiness. It works. That was my end goal. I won't cook it as long the next time. So I'm going to call it in. This is a success, and I'll get this uploaded. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed something different. Y'all take care, stay safe, be blessed, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.